Also, like, in terms of the gold digging.
Yeah.
Like,
serious.
Do you consider yourself a good gold digger?
Yeah.
What makes this moment uncomfortable isn't that it's framed as comedy. It's how quickly everyone decides to treat humiliation as entertainment. The setup sounds casual, almost throwaway, but the reaction tells a different story. The laughter doesn't land evenly. It piles up on one person, while another is clearly stuck trying to smile their way through it. As the joke escalates, the tone changes. What could have been a brief exchange turns into a repeated point of emphasis, and that repetition matters. When a line gets replayed and exaggerated, it stops being a joke and starts becoming a performance of dominance. The laughter grows louder, more physical, almost theatrical, while the person on the receiving end visibly fades out of the moment. There's also a clear imbalance in control. One voice steers the energy of the room, deciding what's funny, when it's over, and how far it goes. The other is boxed into reacting, laughing along even when the joke is clearly no longer shared. That's not mutual humor. That's pressure. What's striking is how easily this is waved off as just jokes. Comedy becomes a shield here, insulating the moment from critique. If anyone looks uncomfortable, the implication is that they just don't get it. But discomfort doesn't disappear just because people are laughing around it. Moments like this reveal how normalized public embarrassment has become in entertainment spaces. When the room prioritizes laughs over balance, the cost is carried quietly by whoever can't push back without killing the vibe. And once that dynamic is set, the joke isn't really about humor anymore. It's about who gets to hold the room and who doesn't.
Because I invested low and waited for it to go high.
You're a gold prospect.
That's not a gold digger.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like a, what is that? You're like a hedge fund manager.
Yeah, you're like Akaash of Bitcoin.
Exactly. And it's like,
She bought much lower than I did. she bought at the bottom. She could not have bought
That is
lower.
something that
but
is...
to be fair, it's like I was working too in the beginning,
One
and
of us
you
was
weren't.
working.
Yeah, what were you doing?
When we met, I worked at Goldman Sachs. I got a job at Deloitte after I graduated college.
Yeah.
I was a
I was
consultant.
sleeping in till
I
12
worked in
12 p.m.
data analytics.
You're a gold digger.
I was a gold digger.
Gold digger right here.
I was backfired on.
You got this girl sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, I know. This whole thing
I
backfired.
was paying rent.
I used to really believe that you guys were poor with his sob stories so we could get Patreon going. I didn't know you were working at a fucking hedge fund this whole time he was spending your money.
Well, I wasn't making that much. I was making like 70 grand a year in New York City on 2 people.
But that's good, though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Okay, so then when did you guys get really broke? And why did you stay with him?
2018. Okay, do you want the real answer or the fun answer?
I want to know the real answer. And like, I want to know that, because I heard this beautiful story that Akaash told about you guys sleeping on the floor and then like him wanting to give you his North Face or something. And then you gave it back because you're like, it's not Mew Mew. I'm not sleeping in North Face. You saved your money. Give me Mew Mew. I'll sleep on the floor with you.
What stands out in this moment is not just the laughter itself, but the way it frames someone as the object of spectacle. The reactions around the room, security personnel included, are framed as natural, yet that normalcy masks a deeper pattern. A single person is being amplified for entertainment at the expense of their dignity. The humor is no longer mutual. It has become performative, a tool for engagement rather than connection. What's remarkable and troubling is how this moment is weaponized for attention. The episode isn't simply funny, it's designed to provoke, to maximize reactions, and ultimately to drive views. A clip that might have been a fleeting exchange is stretched, exaggerated, and positioned as content engineered for virality. That spike in attention, 1 million views compared to hundreds of thousands on other episodes, illustrates the incentives at play. Visibility rewards humiliation. This isn't an isolated phenomenon. It reflects a broader media trend in which one individual becomes a prop in the pursuit of metrics. The humor claims legitimacy because it is framed as comedy, yet the impact is real. One person bears the weight of the laughter, while the orchestrator benefits from the attention. What might seem trivial or inconsequential in a comedic setting becomes a case study in how public shaming is normalized when it aligns with engagement goals. Viewed through a critical lens, it highlights a cultural blind spot. Content that drives ratings often does so by amplifying imbalance. Moments like these reinforce a hierarchy, teaching audiences to prioritize spectacle over empathy. The human cost, embarrassment, loss of agency, is treated as irrelevant because the payoff is measured in clicks, shares, and reactions. In this context, laughter isn't innocent. It's a currency that comes at someone else's expense.
It's in 2009. I'm trusting the North.
No, but you guys were sleeping on the floor because you were evicted from your apartment. You were moving to New Jersey, right?
Yeah,
This is real.
basically.
And you still want to stay with him.
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
Yeah.
I never actually asked why.
No, you know why, bro. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
You got that muffin top.
Yeah, you got that loud. Yeah.
okay, the real answer.
What is loud? What was that?
His dick smells.
Oh, that dick. Yeah, because once you, Kurt, guys, you guys are professional security.
what
man.
if
You
the
guys-
breaks out?
Come on, you didn't make sure. Okay, no, but for real, you got a stink dick husband sleeping on the floor. like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, you're supposed to be a gold digging whore according to the internet.
That's what I'm saying. There was like so many red flags early on.
But why'd you stay? That's a
Okay, I stayed because I felt like as soon as I met you, it was love at first sight. I loved you. Like, I don't know. I just
It's gonna
felt
make me
like, and maybe like you feel like that when you guys met your wives or your fiance. It's like, you just like know when you have that special connection. It's like, okay, like God picked this person out for me. And like everything he did from top to bottom, like his character, his integrity, his personality, like I just like loved everything about it. So I was like, okay, like I don't want to just leave because we're going through a hard time, because I really believed in like his potential, like just like you did.
For sure.
You know, because you were more successful than Akaash, like in the very beginning and stuff, and now you guys,
still.
yeah, whatever. And
I
you guys have
also
come up
believe that
together.
he was incredibly brilliant and
Yeah.
talented, but also just an amazing soul and an incredible person.
Exactly.
Thank you.
But I also knew that about him, that he had like ambition and this work ethic. So I was like, okay, like, so we're going to go through this bumpy time. But I was like praying harder than I ever prayed, just that we would get out of it and like something would resolve. And I was just hoping that.
And it worked. Those prayers worked.
Yeah, it
And you
did,
haven't
knock on wood, yeah.
prayed for his balls to change. No.
I never prayed for that. I
Which
was just,
shows me that you might like it. It's like Vegemite for Australians.
Yeah, it's acquired taste. Women are bigger on pheromones. That's
Yeah,
true. You
there
like the
is
pheromones.
a way that just kept you
Yeah,
in it. You
something
just couldn't
primal.
leave
maybe,
that.
yeah, it's possible.
Carnal smell. Stop it.
Even when someone tries to soften the edges, the impact of public spectacle lingers. In this case, Akaash Singh's wife attempted to present him in a positive light, highlighting his character and integrity. That gesture matters. It shows that even within a fraught situation, the person being targeted can receive validation from those closest to them. But it doesn't erase the broader pattern. The narrative has already shifted, and the moment is now dominated by ridicule. The clip exploded online for a reason. Moments like these aren't just shared casually. They're amplified because they feed a cycle of attention. Online audiences consume humiliation wrapped as entertainment, and algorithms reward the spectacle, not the nuance. Akaash's passivity, his inability or unwillingness to assert control over the framing, made him a perfect focal point. It wasn't just about a joke. It was about sustained exposure, repeated emphasis, and the creation of a narrative in which he remained the object, rather than the author, of the story. What's particularly revealing is how prior context is repurposed for virality. Comments and actions that might have been private or minor get extracted and reshaped into content designed to provoke reaction. The original nuances, like efforts to appear virtuous or restrained, are stripped away, leaving only the most striking, often humiliating moments for public consumption. In this environment, respect and complexity rarely survive. The moment that can be clipped, shared, and laughed at wins. From a media literacy perspective, this highlights a structural problem in entertainment culture. Content creators are rewarded for generating maximum reaction, and those caught in the crosshairs are often left powerless. Humor is celebrated when it punches down, while empathy is rarely recognized as valuable. The underlying message is clear. In spaces optimized for attention, amplification often comes at someone else's expense. Akaash's experience is a clear example of how virality and human dignity can be at odds, and why audiences should pay attention not just to what is funny, but to what that humor costs.
She's
It's so sweet. I was like, oh my God.
She's like, I promise. She was a virgin. I promise. And I was like, I'm not getting involved in this at all. She's like, I know. I can smell it. I was like, what is that?
We held up the sheets.
Yeah.
This was pure.
But she was working. She was working PR for you. I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
But I never doubted it. I never doubted
She
it.
was gonna type a comment on the YouTube. She had it, sent it to me. I was like,
long
you don't.
one.
Yeah, a long one. I was like, you don't need to do all this.
Yeah, that was probably the best.
What do you guys say? Some people say this is a whole PR stunt for you to sell tickets and for you to
Who is that?
gain
I
popularity.
would rather it
I would
be a
love
PR
if that was
stunt.
true.
Yeah.
I would love
Wait a
if
minute,
that
is
was
that
true.
I
is
saw-
a
I saw-
narrative?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that now
I
you're
wish.
now
I saw
you're
a couple videos
Yeah.
of saying it's like a very strategic PR stunt.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I wish I cared that little about my wife's reputation.
Yeah.
I wish.
Same.
Lean in. Say you're gonna kiss at Radio City.
Oh yeah. We
Kiss
will do that.
reveal.
That's
Kiss reveal at
good.
Radio
We
City.
sell out Radio City. We will make out hardcore.
April
18th.
18th.
Now we're talking.
April
If
18th.
you sell out
Radio.
Radio City, I'll sign a prenup, a postnup.
Post up.
Okay, fire into this. I'm into this.
Have you seen any memes or content that you guys thought were funny?
Aisha chicken curry.
That was
Yes,
good.
we got to go through the funniest
Objectively
one.
good. Objectively good.
Yeah.
I also like Aisha curry.
Yeah. I can see it. Yeah.
What's fascinating and troubling about this segment isn't the commentary on humor or celebrity. It's the way private frustrations are broadcast as entertainment. Publicly lamenting about a spouse or highlighting intimate details for an audience shifts personal dynamics into a spectacle. There's a line between candid honesty and performance for approval, and in this clip, that line has been crossed. The audience isn't witnessing a nuanced discussion of relationships. They are being invited to judge, to laugh, and to consume someone else's vulnerability. The speaker points out something broader. You can be bold, outspoken, and independent without weaponizing the people closest to you. Independence or self-expression doesn't require humiliation of a partner or loved one for applause. The spectacle here, taking a private relationship and turning it into a punchline, turns intimacy into content and erodes respect. That's the subtle cost often missed when comedy or commentary is framed as harmless fun. There's also a critique embedded about performative culture. When individuals feel compelled to signal independence or edginess, it can become a performance aimed at peers rather than a reflection of genuine values. This drives behaviors that place personal relationships on public display, sometimes causing embarrassment or strain. Comedy, while entertaining, can become a mechanism to amplify these performances, encouraging attention over empathy. Finally, the discussion touches on cultural trends in humor and media economics. The clip notes that Humiliation sells Andrew Schulz profited from the moment, while others bore the cost. The audience, intentionally or not, is complicit in valuing spectacle over dignity. The takeaway is clear. Entertainment that relies on exposing or mocking private moments may generate engagement, but it also raises questions about ethics, empathy, and the boundaries of humor in public discourse.